You know those pictures of like the stork carrying the baby? You see all four corners knit together, and then in that little net or basket that's hanging there, there's these animals. That's what I picture. I don't picture a flat, a flat sheet, open flat. I see it knit at the corners. So I don't. Maybe you see something different, but nonetheless, this is what Peter is saying. And wherein, verse 12, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. And Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now, this isn't about food. This ain't about food. It has nothing to do with food. You can get that application out of there, and you know it's a true application, because you see Paul was standing seated with the face over the whole food issue in another place.
Right.
Let alone Acts chapter 15, the council that they have there and all that. This isn't about food. Now, how do we know it's not about food? Because look at what verse 17 says. Now, while Peter doubted in himself what this vision he had seen should mean, it wasn't as obvious what it looked like. Look at verse number 19. While Peter thought on the vision, he's still thinking about it. What in the world was that all about? Look at verse 29. This is Peter now telling Cornelius his part of it, what he saw in his vision. Peter says, Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying, as soon as I was sent for. I asked therefore for what intent ye have sent for me. Okay, this is Cornelius telling him the wrong verse. I need another one here. Verse 34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, Of a truth I perceive that God is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. The word which God sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Jesus Christ, he is Lord of all. That word, I say, ye know, which was published throughout all Judea, and began from Galilee after the baptism which John preached, so forth. Again, I'm off base here. I need to back up. Yeah, there it is, verse 28. Sorry about that. And he said unto them, this is Peter saying unto them, You know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, or come unto one of another nation, but God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. That's what the vision was all about. It was about the unclean now being clean. And Peter didn't understand that until these other guys showed up, and then he was still thinking about it, meditating upon it, and then it dawned on him, I'm going with these uncircumcised heathen. He wasn't even supposed to keep company with them. Yet he even lodged them in his own house before they left. Obviously it was later in the afternoon. Look at verse 17. Now when Peter doubted himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, and get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing. In other words, don't doubt anymore. This is the answer to the vision right here. Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, Behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come? And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth God, and of good report among all the nations of the Jews, was warned from God by an holy angel to send for thee into his house, and to hear words of thee. Then called he them in, and lodged them. This was unheard of. You think, now I preached last Sunday on separation out of Exodus chapter 8. You think we have a different mindset of separation. Man, in the Old Testament, separation was separation, man.
That's right.
When you fellowship with somebody, usually it's around food. Hey, brother, you want to go get a cup of coffee? You really don't want the coffee. You're just talking, but you have something to do with your hands. The reason to get together,
Amen.
place to meet is It's just, that's just the reason why you're fellowshipping. You know, I mean, you just want to always be doing something, so you feel like you're wasting time. You're just sitting there, oh yeah. But in hell, we got food. We got to sit here, you know. So then you talk, you fellowship. The Jews couldn't eat with Gentiles. This is the environment that these Jews live in. Now, there's something to learn here in this, because I've got to wrap it up. There's something to learn here in this. You know, Peter and the Jews and the apostles specifically, even though they were told to go into all the world and preach the gospel, they still didn't get it. They still didn't get it. He had to get another vision. Finally, for him to understand what in the world. They didn't even get it. That means you don't get it. On some